let's go into a quick little talk. Is Bandai losing steam? And when we say losing steam, are they reaching? Are they, or are we living in the golden era of model kits? And the reason why we think, well, not saying we think, I don't think we're going to get our everybody's opinion. These third party kits are on the bumper of Bandai. They're knocking at the door and saying, "Hey, y'all not going to do it, we will," and hey, head this way.
Right.
I don't know what third party kits. If some people, which I had discussion before at Hobbytown, we'll probably pick it up right here. But let's go around. What do you think, Austin? Bandai losing steam? They reaching, or are we in a golden era for Bandai?
So, it's kind of hard to say because the amount of kits Bandai is putting out is kind of hard to judge all their new wave kits. They definitely have some bangers, right? They have some really great engineering, and their how can I say, their quality has never been better. I have yet to ever open a kit, especially that's been released in the past 3-4 years, that has had, had any broken pieces, have never fit together, right? On point. All the small things they need to hit are all there. The thing is that sometimes it doesn't feel like they're being very adventurous and they're not trying a lot of new things. Now, they are starting up their newer lines, right? I think they've realized they're not trying in too many things. I mean, that's one reason why the MGEX line is starting to exist, or the master grade SD line is starting to exist. But I mean, in terms of unique looking chances that you would never expect them to do, I just don't see any of that happening. I mean, even some of the surprise stuff that comes out that we're not expecting is literally just kits that we've been asking for a long time. And the reason why we're not expecting them is because we just don't expect them to make them.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, for example, I mean, I've been raving about this one other kit for for a while now. To people over and over again, but the Infinite Dimensions 1100 Genesis has been literally blowing me away. And this is a third-party kit. I mean, what
I want it
when
to.
you
I'm not
see,
gonna lie to you.
I already put my pre-order in. Mine's coming. So I've already decided. But I mean, look at that. And the stuff you get in the box, you can ask for metal, you can ask for clear parts and stuff like that. You have a plethora of options, and I just don't see
custom
stuff like that.
stand.
Because of the custom stand, custom made stand. I mean, these are the projects that I feel like Bandai, either financially they just aren't in a place where they can take chances like this, or they just choose not to. Maybe they don't have the factory space, which is why they're building another factory to try. But when you have companies out here like this and Zero Gravity Judge, right, the Zero Gravity Judge just going out and just raffle stomping, just blowing people away, saying, and the fact that there's this market where people are willing to spend $100 if it means getting stuff like this. And Bandai is either just doesn't want to touch that market. I mean, they're trying. They have the MGEX, that new Strike Freedom that's coming out, but I just feel like what they're doing is they're taking all the stuff that already exists, which is multi-layered framing,
so it seems like
etching, and all that stuff.
It seems like the Apple way, like what Apple does with like Samsung phones, right? Like, my phone is water resistant in 2015, and then 3 years later Apple's phone was water resistant, right? So,
Apple led the way for so long, and then Samsung came in and just did all those small features better, and Apple eventually had to fall into place to repeat some of that.
And they wait, right? Like, we'll give you wireless headphones, Bluetooth headphones and stuff like that, but we'll, like other companies, but we'll wait it out. My take on, I think Bandai is reaching they are hoping, and which any company you roll out something new, that it will stick. But I don't know if just because it was COVID and the MGX Unicorn are just few and far in between to find now, and it's a reach. I don't know about this new MGX with the Strike Freedom. I don't know how well that's going to do, if it as well. So I don't think the MGX line is living up to what they want it to be. When it comes to third-party kits, it's these companies are on them, and what I mean by these companies, these resin, these 3D print, these people that are, you could there's makes no sense
Yeah, you
why.
guys are 3D printing whole master grade kits.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
all these resin kits, and you could take, yes, a Bandai kit, but you could go out and make a perfect grade ground type if you wanted, which I feel like each series should have one perfect grade to that series, one or two, and for like the ground type to not have, or easy 8 not to be a perfect grade, and other I mean, it seems like there's a lot. There's the GPO 1 and 2 has
Mhm.
the perfect grades, and Mark 1 and 2, and the Zeta perfect grade, and so it's almost like that. But these resin kits are on the way, and those are third party kits, these resin kits, and I think Bandai is really losing steam, and that's why they're pumping out so many Witch from Mercury kits. They have to make, it's almost like, I heard this story about Stan Lee, right? When I was back in my comic book days, the comic book store owner told
Mhm.
me how Marvel pumped out so many new characters that people don't really care about, just to keep the DC comics off the shelf, just to eat up shelf space. Now, just to make sure they're taking your money, Bandai is going to push out so many kits. And in doing so, you're going to get some of these kits that are, remove this piece and add this piece, and you can build in the same. The IBO kits, the Witch from Mercury kits, they're not really, they look great, but there's not a lot of, it's not too different.
And I would say I understand why they're pushing out the Witch Mercury kits, because they got to advertise the show. That's how
I
they
get
make
it.
their money, right?
I get it, but how
That-
many high grades came out for Unicorn in a short amount of time like this? How many high grades came out for Origin in a short amount of time? I mean, there's a lot of high grades.
I think
But-
they fumbled the ball in the past, and that's why they're trying to get up on it now. They're trying to just pump, see if whatever sticks, and then make maybe
Yeah.
a master grade of that. Because their game plan is to make model kits that are easy to build, right? When the thing is that when you do look at these third party kits, they ain't easy. They usually
Right.
require some level of experience. They're not for
Fair.
a beginner in any way, shape,
Fair.
or form. But the thing is that Bandai makes a grade called Master Grade, which is not really for a beginner, and they make a perfect grade, which sure as hell ain't no beginner. I mean, dude, it's a big old box.
Yeah.
And the thing I'm saying is that I think that Bandai should be willing to take more chances on that advanced line kit. I think the MGEX isn't going to work because it's just a gimmick. Follow.
Yeah.
It was a gimmick with the unicorn with the lights, and the lights. And most people are telling me the lights don't even work no more. Right?
My lights work, and it's
Mhm.
that's, I can see that's a pretty. If the MG, I like the unicorn. I like the MGX unicorn, my favorite master grade from that line. And if they would have kept running with that, if they gave you more gimmicks for you to sit there and say, all right, I got LED light strips in a Strike Freedom, I got this, I got that pushes it past the master grade but below a perfect grade, I can understand. But this is just, now you just put an EX at the back of it and just, that's it.
There's an element of it that's supposed to be shown off, right? Like the gold and the Strike Freedom. The problem is the gold is that once you put the armor on, it's gone.
You can't see
You only
it.
see a bit of it. You can't see it. So I'm thinking, you made the build more complex, which I appreciate. The gimmick that is supposed to be there is just not worth it. I mean, the thing with all these third-party kits is that when they're done, their gimmick is the build of it.
Yeah.
And when they're
CD.
done,
Right.
they look great. I'm sorry, CD. Go ahead.
I think no. I'm agreeing with both of you. I think the third party. I'm definitely looking at their kits a lot more, just because, they're not pumping out 10, 12, 14 kits. This one company's, working on this Genesis kit, and they're putting all their time into this one kit. So that kit that's going to come out, it's going to be better than a lot of these Bandai kits that, all right, they're going to be, all right, so we got to put out 14 more kits for the Witch and Mercury line. How fast can we do these? They're not putting in that time, saying like not making it complex enough, versus the third party kits, they're really like sitting there diving and giving you that detail. Like Austin said, he doesn't like something that's going to be easy. That's why he doesn't mess with SDs. He doesn't like like the high grades. He needs that mastery, that complexity. And I feel like the third party is giving us that, but Bandai is still going to be the mainstay, because they're pumping out the technology that the third party kits end up using anyway.
Yeah, that's true. That's true too.
Yeah, and CD made a good point. It's about those Witch of Mercury kits. They're all essentially the same mold. They just have different armor built on top.
Just different armor.
Yeah,
IBO the same thing.
You can pump them.
Now I start thinking, is Bandai making Witch from Mercury smaller? The Gundam itself on the show smaller to save money on the kits. When was the last time we had?
They could do that. Yeah, they did that before.
I mean, the unicorn is always going to be a big kit, so maybe. But I mean, last few series, the high grades or the mobile suits itself haven't been big, so they haven't been causing.
Does Witch of Mercury have the most high grades of any line? I feel like it's probably
it's getting close.
No,
it's getting close. Unicorn is
not
up there.
Close. No. The Seed universe has the most.
True. Yeah, Seed.
If you include their original and their revived,
they gotta be. They gotta be
they're
top
huge.
3. They gotta be getting
huge.
close.
Yeah.
Witch from Mercury is pumping out like 9 kits almost a drop, 6 to 9 kits a drop, and it's
Seed probably by far, but Witch of Mercury is probably top 5 now.
I don't know. Is it because
Unicorn is up there? I mean, you get
Unicorn's
think about it.
Definitely up there.
You could think Thunderbolts. You could run down probably high grades.
Thunderbolt has like 7
Origins. Yeah. Okay, there's a decent amount of Origins, but not
13, 14.
Yeah, if that.
Yeah, I mean that's
Wing,
not including Key Bandai. There's probably like 10.
Yeah,
not
Wing,
including
Bandai. 00, maybe.
Season 1, Season 2, the Union Flag. They made a ton of those.
5, and then the
but not like Witch from Mercury is pumping out.
Build Divers, but that's because
there's a
that's remolds. That's just a remold of anything that they make.
So just straight original, probably top 3 Witch from Mercury, and it's not even done with season 1, which is crazy. So could they jump up? But is it just I want to keep a plethora out? Now let me ask y'all this question, and the people that are listening, comment down below. What are y'all takes? Third party versus bootleg. Explain to me the difference. What makes a third party kit not a bootleg kit? Because the Bond line, people buy the Bond, which is obviously people call the bootleg version of Bandai. Why we don't consider that a third party? It is a third party, but why is not viewed as a third party?
Third party is their own separate kit. Like the Judge isn't a Gundam. It might be based off a Gundam, but it's its own Gundam. The Bond is actually like you go into like to the back door and they got the Jumpman with 2 hands or something.
Oh yeah, okay. I see that. That's a good take. That's a good.
Yeah. The Bond stuff fits the Gundam stuff. Third party kits are their own individual things.
You think? I feel you. Because I have the Bond Phoenix Perfect Grade, and I haven't built it obviously. And people tell me, "Oh, be careful." But I'm trying to figure out what's the difference between somebody says I have a third party kit versus like a full resin kit, which is completely different, like a full resin perfect grade. What is it?
That's a garage
type. It's a garage, but why is that not bootleg?
I guess you ask the person. Depends, but I wouldn't say it's a bootleg. Just because when I think of a bootleg, I think
I would say
the Phoenix one is a bootleg.
I would say the Phoenix one is a bootleg, and the reason why is because when you build the Phoenix Bond Gundam, you're not getting anything unique out of it than you would get with a Bandai kit. It is essentially the same thing. With those garage kits or resin kits, you're getting what you're paying for is all the extra detail, all the extra stuff, all the things that come with it. With third party, what you're paying for is a unique design with a unique premise, probably that feels familiar, but it's not really the same.
Gotcha. Now that shines light on it. I appreciate y'all breaking that down for me, because I know in shoes wise what's the difference between like a bootleg shoe and stuff like that.
Ain't nobody can tell the difference
nowadays.
It's
you're right.
Shoe heads. Shoe heads.
Piggy.
Nowadays they be smelling it.
Yeah.
As long as your date doesn't care, you don't care. Yeah.
But that's what's up. Let us know down in the comments. Is Bandai losing steam, or are we in a golden era of model kits?
I'm not gonna. Some of the Bond kits be like, I'm like, damn, $25 for a Master Grade Talkies.
Dude, man, I be looking at that Strike Noir.
Oh my god, I'm like, damn.
They had
$14 for this.
$54 for the Thunderbolt. I was like, And I understand that Bandai one is trash.
44. I'm like, ooh.
Nobody can tell. Nobody will be able to tell.
Yeah.
I can make it work. I can make it
Then the
work.
reviews,
Exactly.
like, yeah, this shit don't fit together. This piece falls off.